Okay, who needs a minute after that video? Because I do. So thanks for bearing with us. We're super excited to start this. My name, for those that don't know, is Jess HD. When I'm not geeking out about everything queer superhero fandom, I oversee all of creator and diversity programming for YouTube Spaces. And my pronouns are she and her, and I think we should normalize it. So thank you, Les Watch TV, for bringing it up and mentioning it. But enough about me. We're here to talk all things Legends of Tomorrow. A little show no one knows about. So without further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage, as we know them, Sarah Lance and Ava Sharp, Katie Lotz, and Jess McClellan. Hi, welcome. I love that you have Bebo.
That was really R-rated, and Bebo was like, he was trying to close his eyes and they're too big. Hold Bebo tonight. God, that was awesome.
I'm on Instagram Live right now. Say hi, everyone.
Say hi to the rest of the world. So welcome to Colexicon. Welcome back, Katie. So far, so good. Like, what's your first impressions of this?
A feng shui thing going on.
Oh, go for it.
There we go. You know when you sit at the bar with people and they're like this the whole time? So there we go. So now we can all see each other.
I'm all about sitting however you guys feel comfortable.
Okay.
So first impressions, like, how does this differ from other, I mean, you guys do tons of Comic-Cons. How does this differ, this kind of Comic-Con?
Well, that's you, because you do tons and you've been here before. I mean, I can say that I've never been here. And I'm like, I walked out just for the first signing, and I saw people that I've seen in the few Comic-Cons that I've done, and because just the representation and the such specific amazing strength of everyone that's out there, I just started shaking and like almost cried with the people that were out there, because I had new faces and faces of people that I'd already seen, like in London and then San Jose, people like so far away. So it's amazing to see people that are friends that I feel like I've made. I feel like I belong here.
So for the record, Katie, I am super impressed that when we last talked, was literally a couple days before the season 3 finale, and you and Maisie held the secret in about Bebo, about the Bebo bomb, let's just put it that way, which was mind-blowing and set the bar so freaking high, and then yet you go into season 4 and we have man-eating unicorns. What has been, like, did you know where you guys were going in season 4? And like, what's been the coolest like surprise that they've thrown on you?
I mean, I've just been really impressed with our writers that, especially like after season 3, you're like, how do you top that? And
I mean, that's pretty damn hard to top literally a kung fu fighting 100-foot Bebo.
Yeah, but this season I think has been our best yet. It's so much fun. We have so much fun. Like, every time we get the scripts, we're always like, what is happening? We're like, what? They're like, yeah, this one you become singing puppets. It's like you turn into a puppet. We're like, okay.
Did you get to keep the puppets is the question.
No, though
What?
maybe they'll let us like at the end, because they might have another guest star
I feel
spot
like if
or
they
something.
turn you into a puppet, you get to keep it.
The weird thing is the puppets are in like a box on the Wave Rider. So they, like, in the middle of, I actually have a good video that's spoilers coming for, because I shadowed the episode that's coming. I shadowed the director, so I wasn't in it, but I was behind the scenes. So we kept finding the puppets in this box everywhere. And I bring it out often and make out with yours. I don't know about, like I don't want you to have it actually, because it's like my other you.
You can have it. You can take
Yes.
it home.
Me and Bebo and
Have you had a favorite episode this season so far? I mean, besides the puppets, which was classic. I have a few of my own, but I'd love to know from you guys.
I think the one that's coming up is going to be a pretty cool one. But I also loved the one that just aired 2 times ago, when we got to dance.
The tango?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Did you guys have to go through train? I actually had that later on as a question. Did you guys have to go through training for?
We did have a choreographer that came in to teach us, and so we had a rehearsal, and we were fighting a lot because who gets to lead?
Who gets to lead? And I was like, I'm taller than you,
Okay,
Spin.
did you guys look at my phone? Because that was my next question.
And Jess is kind of a control freak. Actually, at some point in the rehearsal, I was like, bitch needs to step back. Because she would be like, you have the timing wrong. It's supposed to be your left foot back.
You did, and it was. Miss Dancer.
But I'm also having to, like, I had the dialogue that I had, like, it was like, we believe that Monet is intercepted by the agents and they're back into the field. Like, and trying to, like, move my feet. What was that line?
It was, I believe that something's infiltrated the bureau and Mona's at stake, or something like that. That was on the Rendezvous. Yeah. Mona says something. I believe there's something happening in the bureau, and you kept saying that word wrong. Mona's something.
It was hard.
That's the second time she's called me a bitch on this stage, I think. I wasn't here to defend myself the last time. Bitch, what? I love you so much.
So what I love most is that every episode is just a completely different adventure. And speaking of the tango, like, is there anything yet they've thrown your way that, like, you're like, oh, hells no, like, or you're just like, bring it on?
There was an episode, the finale one, this Bebo one from the other season. I don't remember if you remember there was the first time we tried to do it, and it creates this really gross, ugly creature.
Yeah.
So originally, that was supposed to, like, spew out goo all over us. And it was snowing outside and freezing, and we were all like, no. And then while we were lining up, like, just getting in the right camera positions, it, like, somehow malfunctioned and all over me. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
It was so gross. You should have seen that thing in real life. It was just disgusting.
So I would love to talk a little bit about just the two of you and Jess coming on to the show, and how did that go? How was auditions? I'm assuming you guys did a chem test, and how was it coming on a show that was already established?
I just realized maybe I confused the stage, and this isn't where you talked about our chem test. Because there was one point where, okay, yes. I'm so competitive, I beat the moderator. Jess, next question. They already know.
What was it like coming on to a show?
Well, she talked about it, but yeah, you.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Ha! I mean, it's funny because she is such a professional at all of this stuff. This whole Arrowverse world in general is so wonderful and amazing to be a part of, but very overwhelming when you don't, come from a show that has a universe, something DC, Marvel, all of it that has so much, is trying to push the envelope on representation, and then the fandom is just amazing, and overnight you just feel like you have this family that you're supposed to take care of, and you're want to interact with, and you're so inspired and moved by so many stories. Like the last show I was on, like, maybe I got a housewife that was 35 that was like, my husband doesn't want to talk to me, and that was the one Twitter friend I had, and I was like, sorry, not sorry, like, first world problems, get over yourself, this, like, real stuff. It was such. I think for me, coming onto the show and coming into the fandom of it all is amazing. I mean, I get goosebumps. I read letters, and I don't still feel, I don't know, worthy to read some stories and interact with some people that are dealing with, like, very, very intense things. So I think just grateful to represent this character. When I got Ava, I wanted it so bad. I'd auditioned for a bunch of other Arrowverse shows, and I really wanted Ava. And after our chem read, I really wanted Ava. Watch what I do to this woman.
It's awesome. So season 4, what I love is that it's farcical, it's crazy. Every episode is a new Goonie style adventure, but your relationship is really grounded in reality. And I'd love for both your perspective is what is it like going from like those crazy moments to, oh, we're portraying like an actual couple dealing with real issues in this magical world?
It doesn't really feel like there's ever a separation, like you step into one and out of one. It just feels like we're in it the whole time. I think it's just once you're in it and this is what's happening, you know, and it's like you're in a Bollywood musical and it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, we are. So I don't ever feel like it's hard to slip in and out of one. I think we just live in this space of higher reality. Yeah, and we love it when we get to have the drama stuff in there and some of the more character moments. Because I think, like, you know, without that, like, all the other stuff doesn't matter. Like, no one cares about the characters unless you have that emotional connection to them through their struggles.
Like, I feel like that's the pause when we get those scenes that's the easy stuff to slip into, if you keep using that word. But it's, but if it was the weird, you're in a Bollywood musical and you're fighting a blue teddy bear flying around, you're like, that what? But then you get a really well written scene. Again, the writers are really great. I think we all think that with Avalance and
yes. One of them is here.
One of them is here. Yeah, where is she? Woo!
You guys can all harass Daphne later.
What's her favorite drink? San?
Speaking of drinks.
Yeah, where is the drinks? Like, yeah. But I think what I'm saying is just that those scenes are the ones that I think I get to, and I'm like, oh, that day will be good. It'll be what we kind of do this for, you know, finding the truth. It's way harder to find the truth than this other stuff.
Have you guys had a favorite Avalance scene this season? That you can talk
Definitely
about?
the tango. I mean, I don't know. Do you have another one?
Oh my God, my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
But wait. This is actually why. Because that scene to me, it's like the writers in their homage they do to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters. That's giant Bebo's coming through. That scene to me read like something from I Love Lucy. Like something from one of those, you know, cookie cutter comedies from the 50s or 60s. It's just perfect timing comedy, something romantic's trying to happen, and then all this stuff happens. So it was like, be as goofy as you want, but it was like 2 women, and I'm like, awesome. Look how like that would so be a normal I Love Lucy, and now like, to flash forward 2019, I felt like this is so cool. This is so cool that we're doing this, and you know what I mean? It just wasn't traditional. We pushed the boundaries on that even, and she looked amazing. So come on.
I think it was probably like a lot cooler for you because you didn't have to be in lingerie in front of the whole crew.
Yep.
Touche. So
Camera guys were like this. They were like, action. They were like pushing, and they'd be like this. Do we get it? And I'm like, yeah. You know, she got to be professional.
So speaking of Avalance, were there any scenes that happened this season that are on the cutting room floor that we didn't get to see, or any moments from past seasons that you guys?
I don't ever remember everything that we filmed. So like if I watched an episode and then a scene wasn't there, I don't really remember. It would have to be something really big for that to notice it. But no, I don't think they've cut anything.
No, I am. I'm trying to think too. I mean, after our breakup, this last episode.
I don't know if it's a full breakup.
Well, when I was done. I was done. But I do know that, I mean, I remember shooting that scene with you, and we that director specifically really, he's an editor, and often when editors direct, they direct like editors, so they you know, they want the pieces that they want, and so we end up doing more takes. Sometimes it's just a very different thing. So we did that scene all the way through, which was a long scene for Legends. Like it was pages and pages and movement and snickerdoodles, like when you watch the beginning to the end. And I remember it was supposed to go on, and there was like Ava had like a full mental breakdown after she left, like at her desk of just like complete. And I did it over and over and over again. And then someone else was supposed to come in. Like there's a whole thing. And when I watched it, I was like. Had me going on and on for hours about my beloved Sarah Lance. We gonna be fine.
Well, I think there's a lot of talk about how to handle that scene because we weren't sure. We're like, is this a breakup or is this a fight? And I think we actually shot a version where you said, I'm done, like a full, like it was very clear that it was a breakup. But then when we talked about it more, because what we also didn't want to do is like, we broke up, we didn't break up, now we broke up, and like doing the break up, get back together, break up, get back together, and like that kind of thing. So I think it isn't really a full, it's unclear whether it's a breakup or not, which I feel like, I don't know, you guys probably maybe had like a fight like that, and you're like, is it over? Is it not over?
I think we've all gone through that.
I think that's what this is.
Yeah, and Katie's so wonderful about relationship scenes, and we really talk it out of what the specifics, just being very precious about where we're at in the relationship. So we're both, even if we're not on the same page as characters in the scene, we know what we want the audience to come away with watching that couple after that scene, you know what we want. So yeah, and exactly my point, the editor, I think he wasn't sure how it was going to end the button, so we kind of did it all those ways, and that was exhausting. We know how it ends now.